ground in a layer of gold. Spirits were high and the raining had stopped. The ladder was low, and boy, that was low. Daddy, oh Daddy, you promised. Out on the road in the direction of curves, backwards and forwards in a circle they went. The city harbor burn and ready to greet those conquering heroes with blisters on their feet. Daddy, you promised, you promised. Well, he couldn't even lift a sword. Just a little fire, spinning a wine. Daddy, you got to go. See the bishop going by. He's gonna bless you if you're ready to pay. One way from his funny old stick, there's a band of light across your eyes. Wait a week, still they hadn't appeared. A glorious timing that everyone feared. So they're riding along like the rest of the way. They're headed for London, and that will be their dream. I'm waiting, I'm waiting. To go to bed now, never cease to keep, to be a guest now in a house of dreams. Flying from a hillside, beckoning the trees, a silver tawny mimicking the breeze. I'm fighting gravity falling. My daddy, he won't let them get me. Her voice screams, seems to be calling. The face turns, features are burning. You got to go. too, till the stories go hazy and the legends come through. Then do it again. Something never ends. Daddy, you promised. You promised. Got it. Good evening. Ah, great, thanks. Be a late one to wish you a Happy New Year from us here at the Rainbow. Okay, well that was a new song from our new record, and it was called The 11th Earl of Mar. But we're going to, the next one we're going to do is one that I'm sure you've all seen us before, maybe? Have you seen us before? Ah, no you haven't. Yes, this one you'll all know. Sing along if you want. It's called Carpet Crawler. Covered the floor in the red oak corridor. For my second sight of people, they more lifeblood than before. And moving in time to a heavy wooden door, where the needle's eye is winking, closing on the pole. Carpet crawlers, keep their colors. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. There's only one direction in the faces that I see, and it's upward to that ceiling where the chamber's set to be. Like a forest fight for sunlight that takes root in every tree. They pulled up by the magnet, believing they're free. Carpet crawlers, keep their corners. Hey, you gotta get in to get out. You gotta get in to get out. You gotta get in to get out. My man and Superman are held in kryptonite, and the wise and foolish virgins giggle with their bodies glowing bright. And through the dark, a harvest feast is lit by candlelight. It's the bottom of a staircase that spirals out of sight. Oh, the carpet crawlers, skin feels attacked, and the eager lift up their pictures. They carry all they lack. The liquid has screwed up, which has seeped out through the crack, and the tickler takes you slip back. The carpet crawlers keep their corners. Hey, we gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. We got to get in to get out. We got to get in to get out. You know, we got to get in to get out. Get out. Yes, we got to get in to get out. Get out. Yes, we got to get in to get out. Get out. Oh, the carpet crawlers keep their corners. We've got to get in to get out. We've got to get in to get out. We've got to get in to get out. Thank you. I'd like to carry on now with a story about a rather nasty character. Yes? This is the story of Harry. Now, as some of you obviously know, Harry was a thief and a crook. Yes. And he lived in old Victorian London. And tonight, as he slid stealthily down the dim, gaslit streets, he was after the local Brentford nylon factory. He was going to rob them of their entire Christmas takings. So once inside the building, he found the safe, and he was starting to open it when suddenly the night watchman, in he walked. So Harry got out his gun and he shot him. Well, unfortunately for Harry, within seconds, the entire building was surrounded by police, and they carted Harry off to jail. And they split all the money up between them, which is life, I suppose. And this is the documented story of Harry. It's called Robbery, Assault and Battery. The streets were deserted, though the police were alerted. They considered the phone call a hoax. Furtively glancing, they jauntily prancing, the youth caught the guards unaware. Slipping between them, he ought to have seen them, the eyes in their own sneer. With torch shining bright, he strode on in the night till he came to the room with the safe. Hello, son, I hope you're having fun. You got it wrong, son. Well, I'm only the cleaner. With that he fired the other, saying as he died, you done me wrong. It's the same old song forever and ever. Robbery, assault and battery, Ellen and his family. Robbery, assault and battery, Ellen and his family. He picked up the diamonds and bundles of fivers. He pushed them well down in his sack. But the alarm had been sounded. He was completely surrounded. But he had some more tricks up his sleeve. Come outside with your hands held high. Get me alive, sir. I promise you that, sir. That he fired the other saying as he died. You done me wrong, it's the same old song. Forever and ever. Robbery, a certain battery. Element history. Oh, robbery, a certain battery. Element history.
Thank you. Good evening. This next song is off the new album again. It's a simple love song, something we don't very often do. And it's called You Have Your Own Special Way.
place where the sea runs underneath. We'll see our shadow high in the sky, dying away in the night. I've sailed the world for 7 years. Left all our love behind in tears. Oh, 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 oh. Won't you come back wherever you are? I followed you quite long enough. You have your own special way of holding my hand, keep it way above the water, don't ever let go. No, no, no. You have your own special way of turning the world so it's facing the way that I'm going. Don't ever stop. Who's seen the wind? Not you or I. But as the ship moves, she's passing by. Oh, oh, oh. Between you and me, really don't think she knows where she's going at all. You have your own special way of taking me twice round the world, never closer to home than the day I started. You have your own special way. Hold on to my hand, keep it way above the water, don't ever let go. No, no, no. What mean the dreams, night after night? Man in the moon's a blinding light. Won't you come back wherever you are? I followed you quite long enough. You have your own special way. All over my hand. opens, but a little dead in the middle. Tumbling and bumping the we will go. The king's heart sees I know. The king's man could never put a smile on my face. He's a shy one, he's a star one. Choose me too. He's meant to be there, but he's he hasn't a friend to play with that underdog thing. The pressure on, the bubble about to rise. And now in perfect time, his tears are falling on the ground. But then you don't stand a chance. Hey, go a little faster now, we might get there in time. Mirror, mirror on the wall, his heart was broken long before he ever came to you. Stop your tears from falling. The trail they lead is very clear for all to see at night. All to see at night. Here come my season after season. What's the difference when you don't know the reason? One hand red, the other rusted. The hunter enters the forest. All along, slide the hook down. The huntsman's horn by the look of this one. And I've got much to fear. I'm a therapist that like me. Don't match my skill to yours. Now listen here, you listen to me. Come around now. I am a friend, truly like to be with you. Making noise, darling, but a friend told me I'm tricking, I'm kicking into my side. You better watch out, you better watch out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotcha, you never get away. Walking home that night, sat across my back, the sound of sobbing on my shoulder. When suddenly it stopped, I opened up the sack, all that I had, a pool of frozen tears, just a pool of tears. Just a pool of all in all, you are a very dying race. Replacing just the
Thank you. Happy New Year again. Bit late. It's nice to be back at the Rainbow. I remember about 5 years ago here, we did our first... I'm going to say it again too. And the day before. Our first visual presentation here with the Foxtrot album. And I remember everything was chaos backstage, and we got ready 5 minutes before we went on. Well, this is the third night, and 5 years later, it still happens. This next song is off the Wind and Wuthering album again. It's a piano-based song. Good heavens, he's ready. And it's called One for the Vine.
They leave me no choice. I must lead them to glory, almost like lead to thought he recognized him by his walk and by the way he fell and by the way he stood up and vanished into air. Thank you. Take this opportunity of introducing you to a beautifully groomed Mr. Steve Hackett.
Hello. It's nice to be here. Third night at the Rainbow. It's really nice to be back. Nice to be back on the road again. They don't often let me out, you know. We're going to do a number now from Selling England. Thank you. And those of you that have been here before, the other two nights will know what it is. It's a number about a river. And it's called Firth of Fifth.
The path is clear, though no eyes can see. Horse laid down long before. So we've got to make sheep remain inside their pen. Though many times we empty there. The trees, the sky, the lily fair. The tree now dead is lying just below. Oh, a mountain cuts off the town from view like a cancer growth is removed by steel. Let it be, thereby leads his flock away. Hey, hey. The sands of time were eroded by the river of constant change. And now, as we make our way through our musical journey, we come across a little area called Pet's Corner. This pet is in fact a much maligned creature. He's a scourge of housewives everywhere. Yes, he's the mouse. Now we've dedicated to a song to the plight of the mouse and his struggle to coexist in a world filled with humans and cats. And any resemblance between mice or cats, living or dead, is entirely intentional. It's called All in a Mouse's Night. for his race, some blood will spill, yes it will. Unlike now, this is the end of your road. Signpost is a signpost, there's no heaven there. But it's not to be the final promise. What's the job? A party's head and lays a But it's all in our houses now to take on all those good fights. There I was with my back to the wall. Then comes this monster mouse, he's 10 feet tall, with teeth and claws to match. It only took one blow. Ah, whoa. So you'll just have to bear with me for the poor unfortunate people who haven't seen us before. The next story is about Romeo and Juliet. Two virgins, yes, two virgins. And tonight Romeo was feeling rather fruity, so he decided to ring up his girlfriend Juliet and ask her for a night on the town, drive in the car, romp in the park. So Juliet, feeling equally fruity, said, "Yes, of course, Romeo, I will gladly accompany you on this journey of sin." So they're in the back of the car canoodling, and Romeo's getting very, very hot indeed. And so, piece by piece, he starts to remove Juliet's clothing. First her rubber mac, then her gloves, then her vest, then her socks, yes, then her Wellington boots. And when Juliet was quite ready, Romeo removed his own clothing as Juliet was tied up in the back of the car. And Romeo started to do his wicked things to her. Well, Juliet was quite enjoying this, but suddenly she looked at her watch and noticed what the time was and said, Romeo, I must go. So Romeo said, "You can't leave me here like this. We've only just begun." Anyway, and Juliet said, I must. And Romeo said, "Why?" I said, "Well, supper's ready." Walking across the sitting room, I turn the television on. Sitting beside you, I look into your eyes as the sound of motor cars fades in the night time. I swear I saw your face change. It didn't seem quite right. And it's, hey babe, with your guardian eyes so blue. Hey my baby, don't you know our love is true? Coming closer with our eyes, the distance falls around our bodies. Out in the garden, the moon seems very bright. 6 saintly shrouded men move across the lawn slowly. The 7th walks in front with a cross held high in hand. And it's, hey babe, your supper's waiting for you. Hey my baby, don't you know our love is true? I've been so far from here, far from your loving arms. It's good to feel you again. It's been a long, long time, such a long, long time. Hasn't it? His harvest. I know a fireman who looks after the fire. Can't you see his fooled you all? He's here again. Ah, but can't you see his fools you are? Share his peace, sign the lease. He's a supersonic scientist. He's a guaranteed eternal sanctuary man. Hey, hey. Oh, now look into my mouth, he cries. a guaranteed eternal sanctuary. We will rock you, little snake. We will keep you snug and warm. Wearing feelings on our faces while our faces take a rest. We walked across the fields to see the children of the West. We saw a host of dark-skinned warriors standing still below the ground. Waiting for that time. Fight's begun, we've been released. Killing for peace. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. And they're giving me a wonderful motion, 'cause I cannot contain my emotion. No, 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 no. And even though I'm feeling good, something tells me I better activate my Borrelia capsule. Today's the day to celebrate the four have met their fate. The order for rejoicing and dancing has come from our world. The battle has left. We climb up the mountain of human flesh to a plateau of green grass and green trees full of sits still by pool. He's been stamped human bacon by some butchery tool. He is you. Social Security took care of this lad. We watch in reverence as Narcissus is turned to a flower. A flower? If you go down to Willow Farm to look for butterflies, flutterbies, butterflies, open your eyes, it's full of surprise. Everyone lies at the Fox on the Rocks and the musical box. There's good and bad on this mum and dad, and everyone's happy to be here. There's Winston Churchill dressed in drag. He used to be a British flag, plastic bag, what a drag. The frog was a prince, the prince was a brick, the brick was an egg, the egg was a bird. Haven't you heard? They're gonna change you to a human being. We're happy as fish and we're gorgeous as geese, and wonderfully clean in the morning. We've got everything, we can own everything. We got some in, we got some out, we got some wild things floating about. Everyone, we're changing everyone. You name them all, we've had them here. But the real stars are still to appear. All change. Feel your body melt. Mum to man to dam to dad. Step to the office, step to the office. You're all full of all. Dam to dam to bum. Mum to the washing. You're all full of all. Let me hear your lies. We're living this up to the eye. Here we are. Hidden doors, tidy floors, more applause. We've been here all the time, so like it or not, you like what you got. You're under the soil, the soil, the soil. Yes, deep in the soil, the soil, the soil, the soil, the soil. So we'll end with a bang, and all of us spit in our play. Says. with the cartoon makers standing around. The Pied Piper takes his children underground. Dragons coming out of the sea. Shivering silver head of wisdom looking at me. He brings down the fire from the skies. You can tell he's doing my by the look in human eyes. Better not compromise, it won't be easy. is true. I've been so far from here, far from your loving arms, and now I'm back again. You feel ourselves ignite. Sharing ever-changing colors. Yes, in the darkness of the fading light. Like the river joins the ocean as a drop in the sea goes. We're finally free together. There's an angel standing in the sun. This is the supper of the mighty one, the Lord of lords, King of kings, has returned to lead his children, to take them to a new Jerusalem. Thank you. It's 1 o'clock and time for lunch. Boom-de-dom-de-dom. When the sun beats down and I lie on me bench, I can always hear them talk. There's always been Ethel. Oh, take a wig up, you got to tidy your room now. Then Mr. Lewis, isn't it time that he was out on his own? When the sun beats down and I lie on my bench, I can always hear them talk. Me, I'm just a lawnmower. You can tell me by the way I walk. Hey, yo. Thank you. Well, that's around about the size of it from us to you. We'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight, and if you came the other two nights or last night or the night before, thank you again. We'd like to say goodbye now. We're going to play two tunes from A Trick of the Tail. First one's called Dance on a Volcano, and then we'll be playing Los Endos. You've got to go faster than night to get to the top. Dirty old mountains are all covered in smoke. You continue to start. You better start doing it right. You better start doing it right. way down. The black on your back, it's turning you around. Throw it away, we'll leave it up there. But remember, you must be right. God's doing it right. Yes, you gotta start doing it right. Yes, you better start doing it right. The crosses are blue, the faded and faded blue. Out in the night and out of the dark, into the fire, into the fight. Well, that's the way the heroes go. Ha ha ha. Through a crack in the roof, blazing hot, the molten rock stares out over the land. Alright, put your left foot first, moving to the light. The edge of the swing is the edge of the world. And if you're gonna cross, you better start doing it right. You better start doing it right. Yes, you better start doing it right. the same old ending. Time to go. Get out! Sometimes they cannot leave their dream. There's something moving in the sidewalk scene. And the land lies down, 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 down on Broadway. Nighttime flyers feel their pain. Drugstore takes down its chain. Made of motion, it comes in burst. But the gas station can quench that thirst. Suspension cracked on a main road. The truckers' eyes read overload. And out in the subway, there's Imperial aerosol key. Exits in the daylight, spray gun hit. And the land lies down, 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 down on Broadway. The land seems quite out of place. The Broadway street scene finds a focus in its face. Somehow it's lying there, brings a stillness to the air. No lonely flight. That night is very bright. There's no whitewash victim as the heroes do to the cold and white. Brave Imperial aerosol key. White's his gun. He's forgotten what he did. And the land lies down, 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 down on Broadway. She's anti-work, all done things. Money, honey, be honey on. That man's very good, sounds the horn. And the sawdust skids spits up to stone. Wonder Woman, you can draw your line. Don't look at me, 'cause I'm not your man. I'm red! Something inside me has just begun. God knows what I have done. And the land lies down, 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 down on Broadway, on Broadway. See the lights will always light on Broadway. See there's always magic in the rain. They say the lights are always bright on Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air. She's a lady, she's mine. Brush back your hair, 'cause I want to get to know your face. She's a lady, she is mine. Brush back your hair, 'cause I want to get to know your flesh just a little bit. I've been waiting here for so long, and all this time that passed me by, well, it hardly seems to matter now. You stand now with your fixed expression, casting